Hello and welcome. My name is Janine Luby, if you are not familiar with who I am. And I have a business called Laugh to Live. I like to promote the value of laughter and humor for our bodies, our minds, and overall wellness, our spirit, our emotional well being. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a giant wine glass and cork that says wine a bit, but let's not forget the bottom part, laugh a lot. I also have a brand called Funny Wine Girl. I am a wine guide for Traveling Vineyard, which is a small part of what I do, but I do comedy at wineries, focusing specifically on ladies' night events. And I also do a podcast that I just started in May that I'm super proud of called Uncorked with Funny Wine Girl. And you do not have to be a wine drinker, a wine lover. You can even be against alcohol altogether. It doesn't matter because what my podcast focuses on is uncorking the good in everyone. So basically, I might occasionally talk about wines. I am a wine drinker and I have that in common. I do comedy, like I said, at wineries. So I might share a fact or two about wine or something related to that. But typically, the purpose of my podcast is to share all of my great friends and people in my life that I've met through the years who all have something wonderful to open up about, so to speak. So when we uncork, we just let loose, we pour, we share ideas, we share opinions, we share facts, we share experiences. And my goal is to entertain, to educate, to inform, to inspire. And the whole reason that I wanted to do some laughter yoga today is because today is what, August, I think it's the 29th or something like that. But this coming Friday, September 3rd, is my birthday, and I will be turning 50. So I wanted to get my week kicked off right by sharing some laughter yoga with you. And I also am super excited to share about my podcast. I've been doing it since May. And I'm still learning. We're always learning, but I still have tons to learn, I know. But I've been enjoying having conversations with people I know who have some great value and great information to share. So September is super exciting to me because I'm going to focus on women in their 50s. So it's called Fabulous 50s. It's a great series I'm excited to share with you so that you will be inspired and you'll gather information and ideas and tips. It's going to be great for runners, for people who want to try yoga, for people who want to try plant-based eating. Those are my first two guests. We're going to get into talking about depression, anxiety, suicide prevention, some heavier topics. I'm going to speak with a running coach, a woman who's a first responder, a friend who writes romance novels. So all of these women are doing something to contribute to life, to enrich their lives, live to the fullest, and to share something with all of you. So that's coming up. But today I really do want to share some laughter yoga with you. So what I'm doing now is sharing this. I'm going to do two little videos. So this is going to be the first one. I also have an account on something called Patreon. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Patreon was started, I don't want to pretend to know too much of the history, but it was started to help people similar to me, writers, musicians, performance artists, people who typically, I want to be careful how I say this, but aren't as valued in America, in society, in life, and what we pay for. So a lot of times, and I could speak for myself and say comedy does not pay super well. Laughter yoga, what I'm going to share with you today, I've given it away quite a bit. I've donated my time to many nonprofits who haven't found money in their budget, while others have been very generous. So Patreon is a place where people share their craft and other people can follow them and help support them. And they can, I don't want to call it a donation because it's not so much a donation. The artist is giving them something that they're not giving away anywhere else. So it's helping to support, let's say, support the arts, support people who write, people who perform music, who cook, who do sewing classes, who do all kinds of wonderful things. So my second video I will post to Patreon, where you can be a patron of mine. You can help support what I'm sharing and the goodness that I'm putting out into the universe, into the ethernet, the world, whatever. You can support for as little as $3 a month. So that's $36 a year, $3 a month. If you think about how much, I don't know if you're a coffee drinker, but it amazes me. People will spend $5, not a week, sometimes daily on a coffee drink. So that's where we say, hey, how about supporting the folks that are in the arts who've really given a lot away just to get attention, just to get people to follow. So anyway, I'm on Patreon and I hope you'll follow. $3 a month will get you content that I'm not going to be putting everywhere else. So this is just a little bit of a plug. And then the second video is going to be for the folks who are who are supporting me on Patreon, who are my followers, so to speak, or my patrons who donate so much a month. Well, there's that word again, donate. It's not really a donation if you're getting some value in return. Okay, so I've talked a lot, and if you're still listening, I hope so. Great. So let's do a little bit of laughter right now, just a snippet. Like I said, this is the shortened version. If you've done laughter yoga with me before, you know it already. You don't need the full explanation. Laughter yoga is about laughter. It's about laughter. It's not about laughing in response to a joke, which is laughing due to humor. I do stand-up comedy, and sometimes I get laughs with my jokes. Sometimes I don't, or I get like smattering, because humor is personal. It's individual. Not everyone likes Thai food, right? Not everyone likes Indian food, or not everyone likes pumpkin spice. What? It's true. So we all have our own taste, right? That goes for humor as well. I love Seinfeld. I love The Office, Schitt's Creek. South Park, I will watch. Family Guy, they're a little on the cruder side, but that's satire. Some people are totally offended by them, but a lot of times what they're trying to do is be ridiculous and just to try and get you to think and look at the way the world is or things are. So that's different humor. So laughter yoga is not about humor. Laughter yoga is about breathing, clapping, and laughing because you say, you know what, I'm feeling stressed. I've had a bad week or a bad day or a bad morning, whatever it is. A lot of times people will choose exercise. Well, I shouldn't say I love to run. I love the results of running. I run and it's a struggle, but I love how I feel afterwards. I love to take a walk in nature, to look at the birds. These are all things that do help to lower my stress level. Laughter can do that for you as well. And it can be a choice. That is what laughter yoga is. So I'm going to give you just a snippet. And then in the second video, for the folks who follow me on Patreon, they'll get the fuller rendition. So let's just do a sampling right now. We're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale with a ha sound, okay? Breathe in through the nose and exhale with a he sound. And the last one, breathe in, exhale with a ho sound. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to the laughter yoga chant that is done by people all across the globe who've taken laughter yoga. And I should say laughter yoga was started in the mid-90s, maybe 94, 95. Dr. Kataria is a gentleman in India, a medical doctor. He and his wife knew the value of laughter. The research shows that it's good to lower our stress level. It helps boost our immune system. It can help people who are depressed, who are anxious. It has great value. So he started laughter yoga in India, and now it's celebrated all over the world. And those of us who do practice it, everybody pretty much does this chant, and I'll share that with you. And it's energetic, it's fun, and it goes like this. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 And I like to do a little variation on that where we're going to clap ho, ho, but we're going to raise ha, 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 put positivity out there because we need it. But here's the thing. Things are, I don't want to say crazy, but things are like chaotic right now in the world. But that doesn't mean, sometimes people confuse that or confuse how we should respond to that, right? Oh, wow, things are so serious. Things are terrible. How can you laugh at a time like this? I mean, I would like to get people to think differently, right? So it's not about that. It's not about not taking it seriously. You don't need to walk around like this all day and show how serious you are, right? The world is full of serious stuff and chaos right now. So what we do to protect ourselves, our sanity, our own health and wellness, and our productivity of what we can contribute to the world is laughing and de-stressing so that we can go, okay, I can face the world again. So we're going to do ho ho and put some positive energy out with our ha ha ha's. Here we go. Ho ho, ha ha ha. 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 Okay, and I just realized as I'm talking to you, I really hope that you can hear this. My computer is on its last leg and wants to die, and I have a lovely microphone that I use for my podcast, and it would have been great to set it up so that you could get clear sound. So I'm hoping the sound is okay, because as I said, the computer wants to die. I'm missing the E, R, and T on my keyboard. So now the keyboard is, I think it's crazy. I tried before I started this and I can't even get the C to work. So I think the whole keyboard is going, but it is time to buy a new computer, but I do tend to procrastinate. Yikes. Okay, so the last thing I want to do with you, because like I said, this is just a sampling. I want to share the longer version, like I said, on Patreon, as that's something extra content for people who are helping support this. Like I said, $3 a month is not a lot, and I'd be appreciative. Imagine what we spend on Amazon. I do it all the time. How much do we spend at Amazon, Starbucks, all the big guys? So I'm just making a plea to you to help support people like me. If it's not me, go on Patreon and find a musician you want to support, and an actor who's just starting out, a playwright, whoever it is. I'm asking you to check me out, Janine Luby, on Patreon, and I will put the link in comments for you. Where like I said, if you become a patron, you'll see the longer version of Laughter Yoga. This is just a sampling. So before we close up, we're going to do one quick little really full laughter that you can get the full flavor for what we want to do with Laughter Yoga. And that's real belly laughter. So we've had a lot of chaos over the past 2 years, right? A lot of turbulence, much like when you're on a plane. I do not like flying. I don't enjoy it. I've known friends who are like, ooh, turbulence. It's like being on a roller coaster. Guess what? I'm not a fan of roller coasters either. I used to say I'm not very adventurous, but then I'm like, okay, I do stand-up comedy and I do improv. So I'm pretty vulnerable when I'm out there. So that's a different kind of adventure, I guess you could say. I certainly am not the physical adventure kind. I don't want to cliff dive. I don't want to bungee jump, but I will get up and try to elicit laughter from people by putting myself out there and talking about my personal life when I tell jokes and stories. So that's a different kind of adventure. We're all different, right? And the world needs all of it. So it's been kind of tough. We've hit turbulence. So like on a plane, when turbulence hits, really bad turbulence, we might get an oxygen mask and we put it over our face, right? And this time for this particular exercise, we're going to have some laughing gas, right? Usually it's oxygen, but this is laughing gas. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to let out a belly full of laughter. So here we go. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in through our nose and exhale with a ha sound. And let's close with our chant. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And then let's raise and just put out some good positivity. It's my birthday week, but you have a week ahead of you too. We're all valuable. We all will hope to have a good week. So let's do that. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Last one. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Positive energy. And let's laugh more. It's not a response that's disrespectful or not taking life seriously. It's our way to manage our feelings, our way to de-stress, to take a minute, to put our worries on the shelf and just do something that helps energize us, restore our spirit. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Like I said, I will put something in the comments about Patreon so that you can participate in a full laughter yoga session and get all the content that is going to be offered strictly to patrons. And I'll still continue posting on Facebook and social media, but for any of you who use it for your business or anything, you realize it's getting very difficult, harder and harder to get people's attention. So if this is something that you'd like to support and you'd like to help me, and I'd like to help you with laughter, then come support me on Patreon. Thank you.